Alright, hey everyone, and welcome to the Giant Blue Podcast, episode 19. I'm your host, Jack Macmillan, and with me as always is Sean Guy.
That was amazing.
What'd I do?
Just caught that fly.
Oh, I did that at work. I think that's why they don't like me at work. I did that one time. I was talking to a manager, and I just
We're off
and she
to
was
a
like,
good
"Did
start."
you just catch a fly?" And I was like, "Maybe."
It's like a little bit Karate Kid.
Yeah, a little
if
bit.
you've done it with like your pen or something, just.
I think she was more freaked out as opposed to impressed. Anyway, we have guests, Sean.
Sorry.
Now, normally I would sort of ask, you would tell a little bit about yourself, I suppose, but I think we might not have time. We might just have to jump into things. So why don't we'll do a drama exercise and just say, how you going on a scale 1 to 10, and what's been going on. Lily, how you going? Oh, sorry, say your name as well, guys. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Lily, and I'm an 8 out of 10.
My name is Haylee, and I reckon I'm about, an 8 out of 10. Pretty good.
I've never been described as an 8 out of 10. Can I do that? I'm Sean, and I'm an 8, probably.
It's now
at least.
It's now we're like a dating profile. I'm Jack, and I'm probably like an 8 as well. I think.
I'm a
really
Leo,
excited.
and I like long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
And pina coladas.
And getting caught in the rain.
Before we jump into things, I should point out that we have Iona now on the audio, so I don't have to worry about it. And she is the tiebreaker, which will make sense in a moment. So this is kind of like the episode 10 where we did the big Marvel topic. This is another big topic. And
This might be bigger.
This might be bigger. Things could get interesting, guys.
Things are going to get so heated.
So,
Ooh, buddy.
I think it was earlier this year, there was a photo that went around Facebook and Twitter, and it was a Disney versus Pixar. I'll put it up. Basically, it's a big graphic of all the movies, and you basically have to work out which is the best one, and you count down. And everyone had their hot takes, and some people's were just
wrong.
Yeah, just absolutely
Incorrect.
abysmal. Yeah. Yeah. And so we're gonna try and vote and figure out our way down. So we had to have a tiebreaker in case two people voted on the same one. And yeah, I'm excited to see where things go. Things could get interesting.
Things could get violent.
Yeah.
This might be the last podcast. Thanks for everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, that first one's a hard one already, so...
I know, right off the bat, it's a big one.
The first one is probably one of the hardest, actually.
I should point out, so most of the Pixar films are on there, because there's less Pixar films than Disney films, although Cars 3 and Incredibles 2 aren't on there. Which I totally forgot Incredibles 2 came out this year. It just kind of came in the wind.
It was good. Did you watch it?
It was fine, but I just don't know if it was worth the 14-year wait.
What? It was amazing!
Well, thankfully it's not on the list.
Oh man, it's already
We're fighting
started.
about movies that aren't even part of it.
I'm also, I think I said this before, I'm going to retire the bit about Sebastian being the intern, because it's never been funny. So
now you have
I want
Iona.
it dead.
It was my favourite thing about the podcast. That we had an invisible intern, and now we have... I'm sorry.
Now we have a real intern.
Now we have a real intern.
Alright, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Thanks for being here. Let's jump into things. Challenge. Oh god, is that... Okay. Let's do this. So first up, should we start on the Disney side?
I guess. Left.
Yep.
Are we doing left, right? Or?
I think work down.
Yeah.
Work down?
Side.
Alright.
Okay. So, Lion King versus Tarzan.
I'm not okay. Just instantly, I'm not okay.
It's a big one.
No, look, I'm gonna say what I think is on everyone's mind and say The Lion King. There's no way.
I'm not
There's
certain.
no way that Tarzan is gonna beat out The Lion King.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go Lion King as well.
I think I'm going to go Lion King too.
But Tarzan is so close
It is
behind.
so good,
Uh,
but...
It's Phil Collins, isn't it?
All these movies are good, I think. I mean, there's Cars,
some of them
there's
are.
Cars
Cars
2 on
2.
here. And there's a weird kind of black sheep. There's The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I sort of forget is even Disney.
Yeah.
But,
Still good.
yeah.
I'm personally offended, and Tarzan is near and dear to my heart, but I do have to agree that Lion King is subjectively probably maybe a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's subjectively probably just about the best one of the whole lot.
Yeah.
It's really going to be really tricky to trump that.
It's going to be, what's the word? It's the favourite.
Yeah.
it's going well. Alright, can you guys write down Lion King on there just so we don't forget? Alright, so it's round 1 of 1, Lion King.
That wasn't as hard as I thought it would be.
No, that was... Cool. Alright.
It was painful, but it wasn't difficult.
Maybe put a
Yeah.
little line through Tarzan as well, I think, if you can.
That's just adding insult to injury, Jack.
Alright.
Okay,
What's
what's
the next
next?
one? Princess and the Frog or Lilo and Stitch?
Lilo and Stitch.
I think Lilo and Stitch as well.
I love Princess and the Frog. Like, Tiana is who I aspire to be, but definitely Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Hannah means family.
Just you
Family
can't-
means no one gets left behind.
I couldn't quote Princess and the Frog. That's like how sort of forgetful it was. For me, I need to watch it again because it was when they came back. It was
We were doing so well, Jack. We were doing
I
so well.
liked it, but it was weird because it came out like after I think Tangled, and it was like it was reverting back, which I liked. It was cool going back to the 2D, but it was just so different.
I believe it was before. I think it was when they had a
It
bunch
was
of
before.
duds like Chicken Little and all that crap, and then they went back to 2D with
Yeah,
Princess and the
maybe.
Frog. And I really liked the
What was
animation
it after
style,
like
obviously.
How to Train Your Dragon or something? There was definitely
I
3D.
think it was
How to
around
Train
that
Your
time.
Dragon,
Or-
yeah. But How to Train Your Dragon was DreamWorks.
Yeah. But it was like we were moving into that like 3D
The
stage, and then
eras.
Princess and the Frog
Definitely.
came out, and people were like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, but it was
Princess
so
movies.
cool. Like Charlotte LaBeouf, when she like doesn't get what she wants, she's like, I never get anything that I want, and she like cries and runs all the way upstairs. That's
that
like,
was what I aspired to be."
Yeah, that's me.
Also, the fact, let's just address in Princess and the Frog, since we had to dismiss it, but because it was great, the fact that the best friend had so many opportunities to turn into a horrible person, but she was in fact a good supportive
As in the
friend.
blonde.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should point out, try not to bang the table if you can. I know it's like you want to be like, my opinion. Like, but yeah.
I thought she was going to be a villain too, like sort of an anti, friend thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, no,
It's, yeah.
she's alright.
The worst thing is some of these really good ones. Like Tarzan is probably better than quite a few, but it's already
Yeah.
been knocked out.
Yeah.
And that's like the tough part.
Who made this matchup?
I know, right? Okay, who's next?
Tangled or Big Hero 6?
Fuck me, okay? Because it's clearly Tangled, but Big Hero 6 is fucking awesome. And
See,
I'm
hey,
sad
that's
to
the
cut
thing,
it out.
I'm sorry,
That's
it's,
what
I
it's,
feel
it's
about
clearly what?
It's not Tangled.
No?
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, dude. Big Hero
Bring me
6,
back to San Francisco, mate.
Right.
Yeah, it hit me far more in the
Oh.
feels.
I mean, when...
What an upset. Is that 3 for Big Hero 6?
Yep.
Yes.
Shit!
when
You thought you had that in the bag.
I thought I was like, Tangled, of course, yeah. Wow.
No, when Tadashi, like...
Oh my, no, I love
Tangled was
Big Hero
amazing,
6.
but Big Hero 6 was just
Tadashi is here. I was like...
Yeah. What about when
Oh yeah, I
Hysterical
bawled my
suckers.
eyes
I
out
bawled my
watching it.
I bought my eyes out when Tangled's like sobbing over Flynn, and then he's like cuts the hair, and I was like,
Okay,
It-
that
it
made
brought
me
Disney
sad,
back.
but
It
it,
was
did
like-
not
Yeah,
make
it
me
did,
hysterically
yeah.
sob.
oh, it gets me.
No way. Because
That's so interesting.
Big
The
Hero
music's
6.
great in Tangled as
That
well.
is so interesting. Oh, I don't cut off Tangled.
It's
You gotta
cut.
cut it like
It's
you cut it.
Cut
Damn it.
off.
Yep, look, just
Damn
clean
it.
cut. Goodbye.
What an upset. All right, Big Hero 6. I'll put the graphic up, and to show everybody how it's going. I'll do that in post, so we don't have to
Alright.
worry about it now.
This one's gonna be a hard one.
No, the next one is just Moana.
Frozen or Moana? That's a hard one.
You're just gonna have to let it go. No, sorry. Someone was gonna make that joke.
I'm gonna say Moana
Ooh.
because Moana is amazing. But Frozen is such a good movie. It's so good.
I think I'm saying
Yeah.
Frozen. Moana was pretty good, but it was just kind of more of the same. I so it was Frozen, I guess. I don't know.
This is a tough one for me because I feel like the same way about both of them. I'm like, yeah, they're good, but neither of them are my favorites. Like,
Yeah.
they're just kind of like, yeah, like they're really good, but like I don't love either one of them.
I've watched Moana more times without getting sick of it, so I'm going with Moana.
Who did the voice of the big crab? Was that
It was Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords,
yeah?
the New Zealand
So,
guy.
yeah.
That song
How
is
I told
one of
you
the
never
best.
always had it bad.
So good, and The Rock as
Sad
well.
little crab one.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the best song.
But
No, I'm going Frozen, though.
Frozen had Olaf though.
I didn't like Olaf. I was like,
I want
the
to change my
only
vote
person.
now. Actually,
Look,
been
Frozen had Sven.
Who?
Frozen had Sven.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, Tangled had fucking Maximus the horse. That was the funniest shit
And
ever.
the little chameleon.
I'm not gonna let this go. You fuckers got
Let it
Tangled.
go,
I
mate.
think Tangled was good, it just wasn't as good, and we're moving on.
Alright, so, okay, we'll go quickly go around the table. I think I'm gonna give it to Moana, because I think I just had more fun with Moana. So that's 1 for Moana.
Yeah, I'm with Moana.
Moana.
I'm outvoted then. I was going to go Frozen.
Okay.
Oof, well.
Moana is
Clean cut, clean cut.
All right,
I'm
next,
out. I'm out.
Fuck me. This is the hardest, biggest one. I'm swearing a lot on this podcast. I'm very sorry.
This is the Disney themed fucking podcast.
Yeah, the PG-13. This Aladdin versus Hercules.
I will go the distance. Hercules.
I love you, Lily.
Okay, but
Yeah. My little heart. I think I'll have to go the distance with you. I think. Hercules is like my personal favorite. Like
Just-
I
it's
would
like-
put Hercules above the Lion King. That's how much I like Hercules.
Yeah,
I
right?
do love Hercules, but also Robin Williams.
I
I know,
know.
and he's wonderful, but also
getting
it's just
goosebumps.
Hercules. And then, like, one jump in Aladdin is awesome, but also Hercules is just Hercules.
Look, yeah.
Hercules changed my life. It was like that
Right.
introduction to Greek myths and
Yeah.
that sort of
It
like
did.
adventure story.
He's so cool.
But
And,
Aladdin's
like,
did the same thing.
Aladdin's,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh,
That song, what is it? The one where he comes into town and it's like
Prince
make
Ali.
way
Yeah.
for Prince Ali. It's
Prince
so fun.
Ali, fabulous, he
Yeah.
Ali
So
Ababa.
good.
I think
just-
when it comes down to it, I can remember more of Hercules than I can of Aladdin. Like,
As if you can't remember every single scene of both movies.
well, that's the thing.
Ask me what happens at 36 minutes.
When it comes to Aladdin, people post things or I'll watch it through again. I'll be like, oh, that's right, this scene exists. That makes me feel a bit weird.
See-
But I'll watch Hercules and I'll be like, nothing is new and I love my life.
I think they're both like almost perfect movies.
I think I'm gonna pick Hercules because I liked the climax of Hercules better than Aladdin.
Mm.
I feel like
They're like
for me, the scene with like the snake and Jafar, like that's just like it's not
Yeah.
as good
That's
as
true.
with all the Titans.
The Titans, yeah.
I do. I
And
think,
and
oh,
diving
this is-
down into Hades.
Exactly.
I
Like it's
wish-
just not as good.
I feel like I just need to kind of just gut react to these because the more I think about it, the more I'm like tossing. I was like Hercules has Meg. She's such a strong protagonist,
Meg
like, female
is
protagonist.
amazing.
But then think about Jasmine. She's like. She's like, I can't believe you're just marrying me off. Like, I'm an independent woman. I should be able to
Yeah.
choose. Like, she's really good too. She has a
She's-
fucking tiger as well.
Yeah, but
And-
Meg is better.
Meg's pretty cool and unlike any other Disney,
Yeah.
like, well, I guess she's not really a princess, but Disney princess, yeah.
Okay.
What's that scene like straight away where she's like, "Ah, you're a man" or something like that's what they all say.
I'm a damsel,
Yeah.
I'm in yeah.
I'm a
I'm
damsel,
gentle,
I'm in
I'm
distress.
distressed, I can handle it.
She's
I do love-
so
yeah.
good.
I love that scene in Hercules where he does the obstacle course too, and he puts his fist up and the rock just like breaks over him.
Am I doing the honors? I think we
I
voted.
think it's
Yeah.
Hercules.
It's gotta be.
But Aladdin's so good.
It's
Sorry.
a good one.
Real
I
quick,
feel bad about that.
Iona, do you mind giving me a heads up when we hit half an hour and then maybe an hour as well? Thank you so much. We haven't hit a tiebreaker yet. This is interesting.
I felt bad if you'd had to do the tiebreaker for that. It would have just been hard.
There would have been mayhem.
There would have
Alright.
been friendships.
Little Mermaid
severed.
and Pocahontas.
Little Mermaid and Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pocahontas.
Really? Wow. This is interesting.
I'm gonna say Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid.
I'm gonna say Little Mermaid too. I
Yeah.
can't remember enough of Pocahontas.
Oh,
I like
shit.
Pocahontas.
I think I was going to go Pocahontas.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, okay,
So
but
that's
like
2 for
let's-
Pocahontas and 2 for Little Mermaid.
Poca-
So
Pocahontas.
we've got to justify and then possibly have a tiebreaker.
I don't know if we have time to like debate. I don't
I
know.
feel
Or, like,
every
or,
topic
like,
has to be like a
convince me.
minute. You know, there's like
Debated on
convince
things that
60
we've
rounds.
agreed with already.
Little Mermaid, as beautiful as it is like all about her trying to get a boy in my mind.
yeah.
Even though it's an important movie, it like brought.
It's
Disney
funny, we
back
were just
from that
talking about
era.
how good Meg is, and like Little Mermaid,
Little
is,
Mermaid.
is the opposite. She's so
Yeah.
like, even at the end of the story, she's like not much of the hero. She's like,
But it's such a classic. I
It
mean,
is.
Pocahontas
It is a
is a
classic.
classic, but I feel like Pocahontas didn't have as much as an impact on my childhood as The Little Mermaid did.
Whereas
I
I would say
agree.
exactly that, but the opposite, because, like, this was in the days of actually going to the video store to rent it, and I remember any time that Pocahontas was rented out and I couldn't have it, it was the end of the world.
But see, it's like everyone wants to be a mermaid. Like, you grew up and
She's
you
got a
went
point.
swimming in the pool, and
got a
you'd
good
like
point.
put your legs together and you'd pretend to be a mermaid, and that
I
was
don't, you don't do that anymore. I mean, I,
I
do
don't
that like
necessarily-
every weekend.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
Little Mermaid. Come on,
I think it's
Sebastian the
gotta-
crab, the seagull.
I think it's
Oh,
like
see,
I think it
jeez.
might be a better film and a more important film. I think I might like
Okay,
Pocahontas.
how about
Yeah,
this?
I'm-
Ursula versus that weird English guy with, what's his name? With the facial hair and the
That
guy.
guy.
Savages. Is that one?
Yeah. Oof.
But the dog.
The dog.
The dog will
The
never.
pug.
Yeah, see,
That
it's
dog
just
will
not
never
as
beat
memorable.
Sebastian.
So Little Mermaid and you're on Pocahontas.
Yep.
See, I kind of want to say Pocahontas just to go to a
Do it if you
tiebreaker.
want.
All right,
Alright.
tiebreaker time. Iona, Pocahontas or Little Mermaid? We'll cut to camera 2.
Little Mermaid.
Oh,
Yes! Clean,
So
swift
that was fun.
break. Oh wait, I didn't even have the thing open.
That would have been trickier if it was like Hunchback, I think.
You okay?
No, but moving on.
Oh, okay, this one's easy. And if you guys don't agree with me, I'm gonna cry. It's
Mulan.
Mulan or Zootopia.
Mulan.
Mulan.
Milan, but I really, really
I do
like
too.
Zootopia.
Zootopia
It's good.
is fucking. I've said it so many times. Zootopia is incredible. I had so much fun in Zootopia. When the dogs howl, like they set
so
off the howl.
cute.
There's so many fun.
You're a little bit attracted to that
anything-
rabbit. I know that that's what we're talking about really here.
Well,
Look, I'm pretty sure most guys are and they're struggling with it, but we've already dealt with this with The Lion King, so...
I feel like a lot of girls like what's his name, Nick Wilde, the like Jason Bateman
No!
fox
Oh
with
my
the
God.
Hawaiian shirt. Like,
I love Jason Bateman and everything, actually.
yeah,
He's great. He's
I
great.
do. Yeah, Zootopia.
Remember when we talked about this with Felix when we were doing that other podcast?
I don't want to talk about it. We've talked about this today. Zootopia.
It's
Can't
gone.
say enough about good things about Zootopia.
I
But
think it's
but-
I think
absolutely
it's
Mulan.
dead. It's dead in the water. Move on.
Mulan.
Let it go.
You might, because we all got mine. You might put like a little U. Mulan's fantastic.
Which M is next to Milan?
Okay, true. Okay.
Okay, but what if we end up getting Mulan versus...
Then we can write it
Oh,
out
I
next
suspect
time.
we'll work it out.
Mulan's incredible.
It's... Oh my
It's-
goodness.
yeah.
When I was growing up, I didn't never watch really Cinderella or like Sleeping Beauty and stuff like that because I thought it was kind of lame. These like princesses. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't as a young boy. You know, I'm like fighting in dirt and shit. You know, I didn't really connect with that. But Mulan, I love because she was like so strong and she like fights and saves China. Like that's so awesome.
So cool.
And Eddie Murphy as Mushu.
Mushu.
Yes.
I mean that's
So
great.
good.
Oh my
That was
God.
before Shrek. That was before that.
Oh, my favourite is, I should have prayed to the ancestors for luck. How lucky can they be? They're all dead.
They're
That's
all
like
dead.
my favourite line.
Yeah.
Dishonor on you!
Dishonor on your cow.
Dishonor on your family. Dishonor on your
Loser,
cow.
how about I pop off one of your antenna and throw it across the room? Then who's the loser, me or you?
I think "Make a Man" is like a much sort of more
Yeah.
memorable song than that one. Well, I mean, the one that Shakira did for Zootopia is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of a
Is
popular
it?
thing, but it's
How's
fun.
it go?
Try
Oh,
everything.
now it's coming all back to me. That 5 O's really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easily as catchy as I'll make a man.
It's just,
of you.
the problem is that Zootopia is part of the era of create one song repeated throughout the movie.
Well,
Like-
that's a theme. That's theming, I suppose.
Yeah.
How many times did they play "Go the Distance" in Hercules? Not enough. That's the answer. What was I
I
gonna
love
say?
that.
Beauty and the Beast?
Anything where they make like the animal traits into like a human thing, or sorry, human traits with animals. That's just brilliant. Like I think
Yeah.
it was never. It was just designed to be like a fun movie.
Just a fun film.
It is a fun film, but I mean, Mulan is just
Yeah. No.
leagues
Oof.
above. I think
Yeah.
really.
All right.
She's the hero that we don't deserve.
She's our Batman. Beauty and the Beast or Nightmare Before Christmas? This is a toughie because they're
Really?
two different movies.
They are. This is an odd one. It's very different.
It is weird having Nightmare even there. I think I'm gonna go Beauty and the Beast.
I think I'm gonna go Beauty and the Beast as well.
And I
I-
really like Tim Burton, and that I know it's
I
whether
never-
or not it's even Tim Burton. I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
watched it.
I really love Nightmare Before Christmas, but I've got to say, Beauty and the Beast was a lot of my childhood. Like, it was one of the major Disney movies that I had on DVD that would, like, I'd play it on repeat. I'd watch it, like, 3 times in a day if I felt like it.
I'm gonna go the Nightmare Before Christmas. Because there's that one, like, the opening scene where he's like, I am the one hiding under your bed.
That
Like-
opening scene I actually like more than the film. I'll
Right.
just watch that and then I
Yeah.
don't really care about
I-
it. It's a good. How's it go?
This is
This
Halloween.
is Halloween.
Yes.
This is
Or
Halloween.
the, what's this? What's this?
Yeah, there's some cool songs in there, but Beauty and the Beast has like Be
Yeah,
Our Guest
look,
and
I'll give it to you, but it will always hold a special part in my heart.
I only watched it recently. I never watched Nightmare Before Christmas as a kid. I don't have that sort of nostalgic
Yeah.
attraction to it.
I watched it.
I like the other ones.
5 or 6 years
I really
ago.
like Corpse Bride, like
I
the other
love
ones
Corpse
that came
Bride.
after it.
Mm.
Like well, I'm not the biggest fan of Coraline, but I know a lot of people love that movie.
Me.
Traumatizing, but also a really good movie.
I will, like, watch that, like, every 2 days. Like, I love that movie so much.
Coraline.
Coraline, it's so good.
Yeah.
I liked it, but not that much.
That's the thing. I'm with you, but I know a ton of people that
I like
that
Corpse
agree with
Bride
you, Haley.
more. I love that scene where they're playing the piano and they do that duet thing. I
love how
lose
thin
it at
they
that
are,
scene.
and like,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know how they do it because they're puppets, they're models, but they're so like super
Yeah,
thin. It's
and their
just-
heads are massive. It's like how do they
Yeah.
get them to stay up?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's cool.
All right, so that's round 1 Disney done and
Whew.
dusted.
So we're moving
It
on.
was
So
not
we
as
do
painless
Pixar
as it
now, I
now
think.
we'll do Pixar, and then we'll go to round 2.
Okay,
I
awesome.
believe. All right, so first up for Pixar, Up versus Brave.
Nah,
Up.
this is a no-brainer. Up.
I would say Up.
Oh, come on.
And I'm the
No,
Scottish
really.
kid.
It's hard. They're both on level
Brave
with
was
me,
surprisingly good, but it wasn't like Academy
Surprisingly?
Award winning.
No.
Like
I thought it was surprisingly underwhelming, actually.
Yeah.
I was so... Dude, I'm like...
maybe
I was
see,
like, Scottish
I,
Pixar film, I was like, that's like me in a nutshell.
See,
And
I
it's
didn't like the trailer, so I went in there with really low expectations, and I came out of it thinking, yeah, it was alright, but it was no Up.
Me mum's a bear.
Me mum's
It's
a bear.
not. That's the whole thing of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's not
My mum's
good.
a bear. I don't think that line's even in the film. Like, and I love that they're playing with that in the new Wreck-It Ralph trailers and
Yes.
stuff like
Well,
that. Yeah.
as someone who watched Brave recently on the plane back to Darwin, yes, it is in
When
the
you
movie.
were overtired, maybe.
I was very awake, a
Mm.
bit too awake, but I was there and I really enjoyed it. And I'll concede to Up, but I do think that Brave is a contender, and you can fight me on it.
I'm not saying it's a,
Wanna go
it's
to
a
the
bad
car
film.
park
No,
and
no,
find
no, I don't. I don't. We're all friends here.
It's nowhere near Up though.
No.
I'll fight you on that.
Yeah.
We're going to the car park later, yeah?
Catch me
I'm not
outside.
saying it's a bad film. I think Merida actually might be a more memorable character. I think, like, because she just is. I think
Than
like
that
Up,
Boy
beautiful,
Scout
like
child.
yeah, but Up. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Up was the start of that like really depressing. I didn't quite
Depressing
like Up the
Pixar.
first time I watched it because I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this? Like
So
the
sad.
opening is so depressing. I didn't quite understand. I was
Yeah.
quite young, I guess. I was like. I didn't realize I was allowed to be sad, I guess. I was just like, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
Like, what did I sign up for, I suppose?
It's-
And now I sort of look at it more critically and I'm like, wow, this is a very powerful film.
It's
yeah.
so good.
I was working at the cinema when it came up, and I remember going in there to like clean or to do cinema checks or whatever, and just seeing this scene on like a blimp, and there's the old man with like the tennis ball walking stick thing, and I was like, what is this movie?
Mm.
And then I watched it one day from start to finish, and it was just a journey.
I just looked at the next one.
Yeah, this
And
is
this
next
is
Tough.
this is a tough one.
this is tough.
Alright, go on.
This is like 2 children I'm having to choose from.
Mhm.
Why would they put these against
I
each
know.
other? That's
Sorry.
They were
actually
going to be
insane.
pitted against each other at one point.
The next one is Toy Story, 1995 classic, versus the sequel, 1999, Toy Story 2.
Hot take, I'm going to throw it out there. Toy Story 1.
See, I think
Done.
I might
Done.
have to give it to 2.
Oh!
I was going to say Toy Story 2. It's just like, the first one is really, really good, and I love it,
Mm.
but that second one where he meets Jessie, and
And
oh,
Jesse's such a good character.
Yeah.
And he lost his string!
When somebody loves you.
Yes.
Yes.
I take it back. That was what
Everything
started the
is
depressing
beautiful.
shit.
Yeah. No, I
Toy
can't.
Story 1 still gives me chills. When they're all in the yard and he lifts it up and his head spins around. We are toys. I'm like
Yeah.
shaking even now.
I'm just shaking thinking, yeah. Tom Hanks, I think, is at his best in Toy Story 1. He
Oh,
gives
yeah.
it his absolute all.
yeah.
I think the only thing that would tip me to Toy Story 2 is that song with Jessie, because Toy Story 1 is just iconic. It's the beginning of the Toy Story never-ending saga.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing about some of these with the sequels. It's like, I almost want to go for the first one by default, because without the first, you wouldn't have the second.
Yeah.
I just
And
think,
I
yeah.
applaud
I'm just-
all of you for going for number 2, but you
I'm-
are still wrong.
I just, yeah.
I'm glad
I just,
we don't have Shrek 1 and 2 on here,
Yeah,
because...
that'd be tricky.
But see, I
What do you
feel
mean,
like...
Shrek 1, easy.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, I think
Not
Shrek
even.
2.
Yeah.
Alright, we gotta get
So,
back to
we're
DreamWorks
glad
is the
that-
next one, yeah.
I feel like
It'll be DreamWorks versus
Actually, I could easily say Shrek 1 as well.
DreamWorks-
Ask me tomorrow.
DreamWorks versus Sony Pictures Animation or something. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't even think of what the else contender
How
would
to
be.
Train Your Dragon.
Another
versus
day.
Yes.
Shrek.
Shrek.
Toy Story 1's the OG. I just think Toy Story 2 is like,
Yeah.
it's just a good sequel. Like, they're more confident. You already love these characters, and they're like, let's go bigger and like,
it's
and,
bigger.
and better. And it's
They
like, it's
successfully-
such a strong sequel.
Yeah,
when,
they successfully
when the toy horse outruns the plane, though.
Yes! That's
That's
a
it- that's it
beautiful,
too.
that's such a good... Dude,
That's
the
what I
airport
mean.
scene where,
It
you,
was
where they
just
went through and you see
emotional
the way the
triumph.
airport... You always thought about that as a kid, how, like, where your luggage goes, and they play with that, and it's that crazy, like, maze, and they, like, run through it. Yeah.
See, I think it's like Toy Story 2 successfully took what Toy Story had and made it even better, and that's why it's got my vote.
They fleshed out the world, which is what you always want. They go to the toy store, and they meet the other buzzers, and Zurg.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Dude. And he's like, was I always this, like, arrogant? Because he's just like... Don't worry, everyone, I've got it. Like, and it's the throwback. Like,
Toy Story 1 does that a little bit with like, the broken toys and like
Mm.
and the claw machine and everything.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
arcade.
What are we going to do? We're going to go down to a vote, or is it Toy Story 2?
I think I'm outnumbered, but I feel bad about it.
I don't know. See, that's the thing is that I really
You got
want
a
to go with
friend
Toy
in me.
Story 1
You guys
too.
think that Jessie's song is better than You Got a Friend in Me?
And the scene that comes with that.
Yeah, already knew.
No, yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you. I don't even...
Oh, you have a tiebreaker.
Have I brought you around?
I think, because
Well, that's
are
the
we on
thing
Toy
is
Story
that
2?
Toy
Yeah.
Story 2.
And Toy Story 1.
Yes!
That
It's
is,
still not okay.
dude, Toy Story 1 is incredible. That's
You
a
hate
hard...
it. Why do you hate
Why-
Toy Story 1?
Dude, wait till we get to Toy Story 3.
Oh, man.
Alright, this is an easy one. Alright, this is a nice palate cleanser. This is
Yeah.
an easy one. Coco versus Cars 2.
3, 2,
Coco.
1.
Coco.
Coco.
I haven't seen either.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Coco, just say
George-
Coco.
Trust us, Coco is a great film.
What principle?
Look, even if I wanted Cars to win, I would be outvoted, so...
The Cars 1 is
Cars-
pretty good.
Cars 1
Cars
was
1's
great.
fun.
Cars 2
Yeah.
is just strange. It's
Cars
about
2's
Mater
awful. becoming
becoming a spy. Is that 2 or 3? That's 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
like the
very
weird
strange
James
film.
Bond
It's a
one.
very strange film. Alright, that was easy.
It's a shame because not enough people saw Coco.
And it's such
Yeah, it's
a
great.
brilliant
It's
film.
such good. You and me, even you and me, we were like, I was like, do you want to see it? You're like, oh, I guess so. And then we were both like blown away. Like,
Yeah.
Because the trailers, I think, because the story
The
is...
trailers barely reached me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they reached anybody.
Yeah,
'Cause-
no one.
And my reasoning, I think, behind that is the story is so kind of
Convoluted.
turning and
yeah.
convoluted. Well, not convoluted, but there's a lot of revelations that happen in
Yeah.
big moments that they wanted to hide that. So they only kind of showed the slapstick skeleton stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is that all this movie is? That's like 5% of the movie.
Yeah.
If that. Like,
It's such a family movie, man.
Yeah.
I cried so
Me
much.
too.
The
Me
music
too.
is
yes.
brilliant.
Remember me. Yeah.
Della Rosa. Like, it's so good.
Un poco loco.
All right. This is, sorry. Do you mind if can we move on?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. This next one, this is an interesting one. Because I don't know how many people have actually seen this. It's Toy Story 3 versus The Good Dinosaur.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story,
Toy Story 3.
The Good Dinosaur.
Have you seen The Good Dinosaur?
Yes.
Do you...
I have
I
not.
really liked it. It was a very sweet...
That first,
Movie
like,
in the end.
bit in the movie killed my soul.
You know the Lion King bit?
Yeah, the
Essentially.
light, pretty
Whoa,
much.
whoa.
Yeah, it had a little Lion
you not
King
seen it?
moment.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Who dies?
The Lion
The
King
dad.
moment. The dad.
Ooh.
It's
The
very,
human
like-
dead though, or the dinosaur?
The dinosaur
The
dad.
dinosaur dad.
It was an interesting premise because the way I got taught, it was like it's a boy and his dog story, but
But the
boy,
boy
is
is
a
the
dinosaur and the dog is a
is a-
human, and I was
yeah.
like, that's really clever. But I don't know, I found it a bit boring. The movie, sort of the way Zootopia has the animals as humans, it was like this was kind of like that
But it had...
to the point where it didn't matter if they were dinosaurs to me. Like they're like plotting a farm, they're like raiding cattle, they're doing everything humans would do, but it's just like funny, I guess, that it's dinosaurs. But halfway through, you just kind of forget because they don't do anything that's inherently
Yeah.
dinosaur-like.
Do you guys ever watch that movie Dinosaur?
Yes.
That is a great film.
The one with all the little, like, the little
little lemur
monkeys.
thing,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, love that movie.
Oh,
That's a great
I haven't
film.
seen it in years.
And there's like
I
the
remember
eggs at the
this.
start.
Yeah. And the asteroid and then
Yes.
the old like dinosaur women, the grandmas.
Oh,
Definitely Toy Story 3.
Toy Story
I think Toy Story 3 has that.
3. Okay, cool. Moving on.
This is my childhood versus I think who was it that loves Ratatouille?
Oh, sorry. Ratatouille versus Bug's Life. Hit half an hour. Cool, thank you.
Bugs Life, 100%. I will not take any other answer on that.
I'm a beautiful butterfly. Definitely a Bug's Life.
I'll probably go with Bug's Life, but it's hard because Ratatouille is actually awesome.
The number of times
But
I've seen Bugs
it's
Life
Bugs
would
Life.
number in the
I
hundreds.
can watch it whenever, whereas...
Kevin Spacey.
I'd
the
watch Bugs Life
grasshopper.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
I will
Ratatouille,
go and watch Bugs Life right
There's
now.
a lot of people that do love Ratatouille. It never clicked with me. Yeah, sorry, Anna. You like Ratatouille? Well, too bad, we're not in a tiebreaker.
It's
If
a
you-
great
if
movie,
you wanna chime in
and
anytime, just let me know.
I like that she's sort of like the mime.
Awesome, but
She's
also-
like,
I didn't
Yeah.
like Ratatouille. I'm gonna put that out there. It didn't connect with me at all.
I'm the same way.
it freaks me out. Rats near my food.
Right.
I think it has a really sort of good message. I think there's a lot of cool animation and
But what is the good message? You should let rats cook your food?
no, it's like you be what you believe. I don't know. Fucking watch the movie. I could never get past. The part where the rat connects to the human. I always thought that was a very Disney thing, and Pixar were kind of above that. Like they were smarter than that. And he's like, "You can understand me." And he's like, "Uh-huh." And I was like, "What is this?" Like, and then he pulls his hair and it moves, and I was like, to me, I was like, "This is just dumb."
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Once
though.
you
It was
move
so
past-
much fun.
Well, yeah, it does.
Watch it with
if you
your
can
childlike sense of wonder.
I tried to block out that part of me, and I was like, put that aside and enjoy it. And it is an enjoyable film, but I don't know. I just didn't like that part.
Does nothing for me.
Yeah, well, you guys suck, but whatever, Bugs Life is better.
Bugs Life.
I
And
do
it-
Bird. I mean, come on. And the
Yeah.
circus guys.
Yeah.
This next one is hard.
I will say I do like the critic in Ratatouille, Anton
Yeah.
Ego. I think he's a phenomenal character. And he's like, I don't like food, I love it. Or whatever it is. Like he's just great.
He's the villain, right?
Yeah.
I
I
suppose,
can't
yeah.
remember that.
No,
he's not the
he's
villain. The villain is the guy that owns the place.
Mm.
The small person.
I don't remember.
The little small man.
The next
So-
one.
Finding Nemo or Inside Out.
It's hands down Finding Nemo, and I don't care. So
I think I might agree.
yeah, I really like Inside Out. I think it's awesome. It was great, but also Finding Nemo
Inside
is
Out is
just
quite
better.
strange.
I'm going to say Inside Out because it is such a beautiful message for children, and it is such an amazing way of like explaining feelings and why people do things to like children. And I just like, I love Finding Nemo, but it's also like, it's about a fish trying to find his other fish son, and like he encounters all of these awesome people, and I acknowledge that it will probably win, but Inside Out is incredible, and I think it like shows so much like family values, and like it's beautiful. I love it. I love that she goes through puberty. Amazing.
I think Inside Out is a powerful film. I think it's an important film. It just didn't quite resonate with me as well. Like, I found that her imaginary friend, I found him
Very
creepy as
strange,
fuck.
yeah.
Like, with the hobo gloves, and he's like a dolphin. I was like, what is this? And it kind of made me, I went like too deep with it. That was the thing. I wasn't sure how I felt about Inside Out, and then I had like an 2-hour conversation with a friend about it. And I was just like, the fact that we're having this conversation means how, like, deep and important this film is.
Yeah.
Inside Out has a lot of layers, whereas Finding Nemo is cute, but I don't know if it does in the same way. And it's funny, Finding Nemo's been ruined for me since Finding Dory, because I thought that was such a boring movie.
It's funny, I just thought of that now. Finding Dory isn't on here, and neither
Thank
is
God.
Monsters
I
University.
didn't like Finding Dory, so...
Neither did
Finding
I.
Dory has been one of the worst Pixar
Sorry,
films ever.
Lily. Finding Nemo, I mean, it's
It was
a
like
dad trying to find his
2.5
son. That's
hours.
that's like, I think, like a more relatable story, or maybe, or it's a more, I don't know, it's a simpler story, but it's told through fish, and I think that's
Yeah.
like really cool.
Finding
And
Nemo
they go to
is an
Sydney.
amazing film. I'll give it to you guys,
Yeah.
but definitely Inside Out for me.
It's funny, I think I'm going to go Inside Out. I like Finding Nemo a lot, but if I had to watch one of them now, I'd probably go Inside Out.
That's fine. I would watch it because I haven't seen it since the cinema. Sorry, Lily, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, I would definitely, even if I had to watch a movie right now, I'd go with Finding Nemo, and I just think that the journey that's had through that was far more emotionally impactful than Inside Out. Like, Inside Out made me cry and made me laugh, and it was
Yeah.
great, but it wasn't as sort of strongly emotional, and it might just be that, like, I grew up a little bit with Finding Nemo, but
I am quite
I'm
torn.
there for the fish, mate.
I liked the Sydney aspect too. I think that's
Yeah.
the Aussie.
I liked that it was a
Nigel,
story. Wallaby Way,
the
Sydney.
pelican and stuff. Yeah.
But nothing will get me, like,
The sharks are great too.
Oh my God, I
disgust.
forgot about the shark.
Disgust is, like, one of my favourite things. She's like, broccoli? Ew. And honestly, same. I'm the guy who just, like, gets angry at everything.
Let's
I
put
could
it to
probably
a
go
vote
either
then.
way, but I think
I'm
I'm
gonna say Finding Nemo. That's 2 for Finding Nemo.
I'm gonna say Inside Out.
Fish are friends, not food.
I can quote a lot more of Finding Nemo, but Finding Nemo's been out for a lot longer.
That's true.
Inside
I'm gonna
Out's
make
still good.
Iona decide because I don't want to. So I'm gonna say Inside Out.
It's back to you, Iona.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
That's fair. I'll give it to you guys. I am sad, but I knew that was gonna happen.
All right, next up,
I'm just
Oh.
glad it's not
Monsters Inc. versus Cars.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Cars is good. I will like fight anyone. I think Cars is a fun, good movie.
When I
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
got
It's
around
not
to
Monsters,
watching
Inc.
Cars,
no,
it
it's
was-
not Monsters Inc. It's Monsters Inc. Oh.
Like, Cars made me cry for some strange reason, and I loved it. But it's not Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Man.
Mike
I could
Wazowski.
quote if I could quote off film, it'd probably be that one.
Yeah.
And it's just
I
Put that thing back
Oh,
where
and
it
the
came from.
scene
Must so
with-
help me.
It's so tight. It's like an hour and a half, and it's just like you're like,
Oh, it's
this bit, this bit, this
perfectly
bit, this
plotted.
bit. Like every your favorite bit is like right up to the next favorite bit. Like
Yeah.
There is not a moment of that film that is not perfect. It is just an exercise. It's an exhibition of script writing. I
And
mean,
the
it's
twins
like-
the splinter and
Yeah.
putting it back into the door.
Oh, and yeah, the climactic scene where they're like doing the doors and they're like, I mean,
yeah, it's similar to Toy
Yeah.
Story 2, yeah. But the doors, I mean, the portals, like
yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
oh.
It is similar to Toy Story 2, yeah.
Do you guys have any other notes on it before we move on?
No, definitely Monsters Inc. For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, we'll have a latte. The Mike Wazowski is like my favorite character.
Is
Alright.
it? It's who is it? Don't tell me. It's Billy Crystal.
You nailed it. Yeah.
Yes.
And John Goodman. Is
And
so,
John
I mean, that's
Goodman.
such a good pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Goodman's the best. We were talking about.
I was just
Emperor's
already
New
thinking
Groove
about the
before.
next one.
If that was on there.
Okay,
That
that
would've
was
won.
that was the joke. Yeah, it's like if
We-
it was
we-
on
that's
there,
what we all
which-
said.
which is weird. This would be a 2-minute podcast. Yeah. We probably could have added our own, but anyway, that's too much
We can just add it here.
at the end.
Yeah, the winner of this has to face off against Emperor's New Groove. But then if you throw that in, then there's like Sinbad and Atlantis and The Road to El
Yes.
Dorado. I mean, like
Sinbad doesn't actually need to be on there, but
Yes, it
whatever.
does.
Sinbad's great.
Sinbad is my... Sinbad.
Sinbad is
It's
excellent.
Sinbad's music is
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
underrated. Just
Bum,
if you,
bum,
if anyone's Google
bum,
Eris
bum, bum,
steals
bum,
the book that your name.
bum,
Yeah, that's
bum,
it.
bum,
Yeah, it's creepy.
Bum, bum,
All right,
bum, bum.
let's finish off Pixar.
Gives me goosebumps. Yeah.
This could be interesting,
Thinking of that.
or it could be really easy. I feel like it's go either way.
Incredibles.
Okay.
Incredibles versus Wall-E.
That's not a hard one. Wall-E was so overrated. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's
See?
about the environment."
No,
No. Whoa.
You
Okay.
just-
No, look, I'm gonna go with...
Come on, let's
I'm gonna
do
go
it.
with Incredibles, but Wall-E was not, like, overrated. It
At
was
all.
So
beautiful,
overrated.
like,
oh no.
that part where he's like sitting there and he's so sad and he's like watching this like girl fall in love on the
Oh,
screen. and
don't
he's
get
like,
me wrong. Wall-E, if you condensed it to like a 15-minute short film, it would be one of the leaders on this list.
Which-
but
If
it
you
goes
can-
for like 2 hours.
Which
Also,
is
if you
why-
condensed it to a 15-minute short film, it would get given its own feature-length movie. So, it
Yeah, and then it would be
belongs
wasted.
there.
That's too long.
No.
I agree, because on the DVDs, you know they do the short films? There's one
Yeah.
called Bernie, and that is like 7 minutes, and it's perfect. I could watch that every day, all day, because it's just...
That's how long
it's
Wall-E
such a
should
simple
have been.
concept. Wall-E never clicked with me.
And there's
I've only
that
seen it
weird
once.
bit
I should
where
watch
it's
it again.
live action. I mean, that was just strange,
And the
wasn't
fat
it?
people and that.
Well, all the
Wall-E-
people in it are weird, but there's an actual live action bit in there. It's
No, I
with the
agree.
guy's face. It's so
with-
odd.
Yeah.
I really liked Wall-E. I'm not going to say that it beats Incredibles because I'm not crazy.
Why,
But
why are we still talking about this?
because you said some very rude things about Wall-E, and I'm expecting a written apology after this.
Where would Jimmy Neutron land, Haley, if it was on here?
Oh, Jimmy Neutron!
It would be
God bless.
versing Chicken Little.
Lama lama ding dong.
I love it so much.
Where is Meet the Robinsons?
Nah.
I think Disney doesn't talk about that.
We're
I
not
think.
friends anymore.
Meet the Robinsons,
I'm
Christ.
sorry.
All right, The Incredibles.
Yeah.
That was a no-brainer though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's... I just
Alright.
love Dash, and I love like the scene where he's like getting
Syndrome.
pulled by Syndrome, and he's like, oh my back. And his laugh that he gives, he's like, and then he just like throws him to the lava. Far out.
Yeah.
All right, that is round 1, fucking done and dusted.
Woo-woo.
Let's move on to
Leave your angry comments below.
final, semi-final. I guess
Yeah.
just round
So
2.
it's that versus that.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals?
Can you
Quarterfinals, I
Yeah,
guess,
quarterfinals. Yeah.
Lion King versus Lilo and Stitch.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Yeah. It's hard because
It's
I
hard.
really love
Actually, no, it's
Lilo and Stitch.
But I love Lilo and Stitch.
I
And
love
I
Lilo and
want
Stitch,
it
but
to
Lion
win,
King
but I think
blows
it
it out of the freaking water.
When he's running through the sand, it's so
Yes.
abstract. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's just, It breaks my heart. Like Lilo and Stitch was like the best kids sci-fi. It's the only sci-fi on there, I think.
That.
Jumbo
I guess Big
Jumbo
Hero
and Pleakley and
It's a good
Oh,
one,
man.
Yeah.
but it's not better than Lion King.
And also, the boyfriend, the sister's
wow.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who was a real...
He's
like,
just, he was there for the whole time. He
Feeding
was
water out into.
real.
Her boyfriend was a real G. Like,
Yeah,
Nani,
he was
I
there.
love Nani.
He was
Nani is great.
understanding.
even
He was
Cobra
just-
Bubbles.
Yeah.
AJ Cobra Bob.
Every
Oh my goodness.
character in that.
I named my friend's car after that, and they had no choice. They just
Honestly.
kind of were like, well, you've given it that name, so that is the name of my car.
But Lion King.
I'm gonna
Fun
have to say
fact.
Lion King,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this is breaking my heart.
Again, yeah, it is. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like none of these films are bad. Like it's
Yeah.
just that's what it is. It's so excruciating. Lilo and Stitch. Again,
It's just
I could watch
something that
right
should
now.
never be
It's
ranked,
so
is
good.
it?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we made a bad idea.
It's not.
Do
It's
you
not making
mind
me
doing the
angry
honours
like
then?
Marvel did. It's just making me sad.
That was 4 for Lion King, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alright, this one we might... I feel like there might be some kind of discussion. Because I'm not sure what people are going to... So it's going to be Big Hero 6 or Moana.
And I'm going with Big Hero 6.
I'm
and-
going with Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
Okay,
Wow,
good.
I thought there was going to be a lot more discussion.
I
but
thought you
I'm
like Moana
thanked.
more than everyone here. I thought.
I love Moana, but not more than Big Hero
Our
6.
intern liked
Yeah, it's
Moana.
just-
Oh, you did.
I love Moana.
Well, you're like Kiwi, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the thing is that, like, Moana speaks to me in so many ways because, like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of a lot of my family, and there's so much water everywhere that I'm like, yes, Darwin, water child. But also, it's Big Hero 6, so...
Big Hero 6. Oh, it's a,
That was
it's
that was creative.
it's a cruel movie because they make you fall in love with one of the most beautiful characters, and then they murder him.
Yeah. They
Is
do
Hero?
it twice, though.
Is it
They
Hero?
make you fall in love with Tadashi.
Tadashi, that's the brother.
And
That's
then
what I'm
they
talking about.
murder him, and then they murder Baymax, and then like he comes back, but it's like
Yeah.
he dead. It's
He
not the same
dead.
Baymax.
Is anyone excited for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yes.
Yeah. I need to work out how I'm
I'm
gonna play
terrified.
that.
It's on like
Alright.
everything. Alright,
Hercules or the Little Mermaid.
Frankly,
Hercules.
it's Hercules.
Hercules.
that's an easy one for me, yeah.
Oh,
Hercules.
good. Wow, this is
Wow,
going really
go.
well.
Good job,
Because we
guys.
trimmed the fat guys, now it's like...
Little
now we're in the
Mermaid is
speed
like
round,
a classic, but Hercules beats it on a lot of
Yeah.
levels. I think.
And the other funny thing there is that those were their opposing films were Aladdin and Pocahontas, and then I would have struggled a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah, if Aladdin was up here, like, I would have put Aladdin above Moana, I would have put Aladdin above Lilo and Stitch probably, like... but let's not get
But
into
it was
what could
versing
have happened, I
Hercules.
suppose.
So either way,
Um,
Hercules moves on.
We haven't even talked
Alright.
about Phil, like Danny DeVito. Like,
Yeah, he's great.
Oh.
So you want to be a hero, kid?
Yeah.
Well,
Whoop-de-doo.
whoop-de-doo.
This one I think is harder.
Mulan or Beauty and the Beast? Mulan. I'm sorry.
I'm actually gonna say Mulan too.
Yeah.
I think she
I don't
is
think you have to be
just.
sorry about that. I was
Best
I was going to say
protagonists.
Mulan as well.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. I want to say Beauty and the Beast.
Doesn't matter anyway,
Because-
'cause you're outnumbered.
Yeah, well, I'm going to justify myself anyway, so fight me. But no, definitely, I would probably say Beauty and the
Do you mind checking
Beast
that's all good recording?
was more. You could. Was more impactful on my childhood, and it was just more in general for me.
It is
But
a really great film.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Mulan is also awesome, so I can get over it.
Nothing beats
Mulan
Eddie
is great.
Murphy.
Alright,
Nothing
that
beats
was
Eddie
the
Murphy.
quarterfinals for Disney. Now we move on to the
Yeah, that was
quarterfinals
nice and
for
quick, wasn't
Pixar. Whew. Up versus Toy Story 2.
God.
Nah, that's easy. Toy Story 2.
Yeah, I
Really?
think Toy Story 2.
I'm going to say Toy Story 2
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Cool. It's more fun. I mean, Up is great, but it is depressing.
It
you
is
know what I mean?
depressing.
It's like-
And Toy Story 2 has that great variety and
Mhm.
creativity of characters, whereas Up is like an old man, a young man, and a dog.
I do
Yeah.
think the dog is like the best thing.
Yeah,
about
he's,
that movie.
he's pretty good, yeah.
Well, again, what I'm talking about
I'm
with
done.
Pixar being smarter, there was like a talking dog, but their version because he's got
Yeah.
the collar. And
Yeah.
It's like, he's a squirrel.
And it's not just like a dog with human
Yeah.
personality. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And they kept the lovable like his dog nature.
They did a good job at the dog.
What's the next one?
Toy Story 3 or Coco.
Toy Story 3.
I'm gonna say Toy Story 3 as well. Yeah.
I
I'm
may not have seen Coco, but I don't need to see
What was
it
the
to know
name of
that Toy
that
Story
fuzzy
3 was
pink
better.
bear? He was kind of
Lotso.
creepy.
Lotso.
Lotso.
She abandoned us. Yeah.
I want to say...
But like, he's directly equivalent to the Prospector.
I'm gonna say Toy Story 3, but I think Coco if we put like Coco and Up together, I definitely would have picked Coco.
Coco's got a lot
might
of
have done that as well.
creativity that Toy Story 3, I won't say it doesn't have, but because it was the third in the series, I guess. I mean, Coco was so fresh and underloved. But I think I'll go Toy Story 3 as well.
I think that's why it is so good. It's like, it was, I think, 10 years, and it felt like it fit right alongside them, I think. And you
For
were
our
so happy to see
generation,
those characters. Well, that's, again, like a personal bias. I was 17 when Andy's 17. I've talked about this. Like, that movie broke me. That is now why I cry at everything, because Toy Story 3 reached into my like heart and soul. And like,
You became such a softie.
I did. I never cried. Toy Story 3 like broke me.
Oh,
and now I just like, I bawl at anything.
I watched it with my mother, and I'm very offended because she fell asleep. And it was one of the first times that she'd fallen asleep in a movie, and I was like crying. The only thing that I was glad for is the fact that she was asleep while I was crying. And I was like, I'm 13 and I'm big.
Was that 4 for Toy Story 3 then?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Toy Story 3 also had Ken, which is one of the most underrated
Yes.
characters.
He was so good.
Being Ken, yeah, it's Michael Keaton. Like, he's so good.
Is it really?
Dude, he's so good. Michael Keaton's the best.
Barbie is so good in 2.
Ooh.
Oh, this is an interesting one.
What do we got?
Bugs Life versus Finding Nemo.
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life. Yeah, you beat me to that.
Yeah.
That's Bugs Life all the way.
Bugs Life.
I think I do enjoy Bugs Life.
I actually think I might go home and watch Bugs Life. It's been way
I
too
think
long.
I might as well.
You are home.
Oh, good, I'll stay here. Yeah.
But I also want to watch Lion King again, because the new one's
Yeah.
coming out.
That's what happens when you play like Kingdom Hearts. You just want to watch all the movies again. Or even something like this.
Yeah, I will also go with Bug's Life, but it's close in my heart.
Oh, yeah. I think Nemo's a fantastic film. Yeah.
So, Bugs.
Right, the last one on the quarterfinals.
Oh,
We have
Oh my
Elise.
God.
Oh, no.
No.
Monsters
No,
Inc.
I'm
or
out.
The Incredibles.
This
What
actually,
do we
I was
think?
wrong. This might be the hardest
This
one.
might be
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. versus Incredibles.
I'm gonna oh no, I keep wanting to say I'm gonna have to go with this, and then instantly my brain tells me, no, you're wrong.
You know what we're going to do?
Paper, scissors, rock?
No,
Who's got a
we're
coin?
going to cold vote. We're going to cold vote, okay?
Just
First one that goes
get
to your
Iona-
mind.
Hang on,
What?
we'll
No,
use
no,
it.
like the first thing that goes to your mind. Literally.
No, I think we should do.
They're like fighting to get out of my head.
No, it doesn't. It's not
Heads
a first
down,
thing because
get
it's
Iona
one,
to
the other,
count.
one, the other,
No,
one, the other.
no.
Yeah, okay, eyes closed, hands up. And
I don't
then
want to
Iona
see what
count.
everyone's doing.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay. Everyone, close your eyes.
What are we doing?
Close your eyes.
Can I
Just close your
vote
eyes.
twice?
You can only vote once. Okay, put your hands up for Monsters Inc.
Okay, what are we voting for?
Monsters Inc. Put your hands up. And hands down. And Incredibles, put your hands up. And hands down. Okay, open your eyes. Who won?
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
What was the score?
3-1. Lily didn't vote.
Didn't vote.
And I voted for both.
I basically did. It was like, no, put your hands down. I was like, no. That.
I love that.
Oh,
I
3-1 and
I
Lily
was
didn't
on the
vote.
front.
I was like,
that
Busted.
That was brutal.
I think,
I actually don't.
look,
I'm gonna change. Like, I'm gonna walk away and like disagree with myself and flip back and forth for the rest of time.
I think Monsters Inc. is not better than The Incredibles, but for this, I'm gonna say Monsters Inc. because while I love The Incredibles, like, I don't know, something about that Monsters Inc. just like is telling me that it needs to move forward.
what I'm thinking now is like Syndrome, who is a great villain, and then there's Randy for Monsters Inc. But then even when they beat Randy, then there's the boss guy. I can't remember his name.
Mr. Waternoose.
Mr. Waternoose. I mean, that freaked me. That was the twist, right? Like, when we were
Yeah.
kids, we didn't see that coming.
I mean, The Incredibles has. We should have debated that a bit more. I think The Incredibles has like the dash sequence where he's running on the water.
I know.
Yeah.
And again, it's when they discover their powers, and he gives a little chuckle too.
Yeah, he's like,
Because he doesn't know
he
his
can run on
his,
water.
his potential.
Yeah. And he's
And,
like, hey, hey.
I have a friend who does the best impersonation of the teacher.
Really?
The one that's like, he put a tack on my chin. He's like, I think not. Like,
He's got a real dry voice, hey?
Yeah,
I
that-
don't think I could do it.
That teacher reminds me of like very odd parents.
Yeah.
I think we need to move on just so that we don't.
I'm
Undo
really
ourselves.
upset.
That is,
That's tricky.
I feel like that's one like people would probably disagree with us or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you two were
Look,
strong enough to actually make a decision
it
because we
happened.
weren't going to.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I just
It
think
happened. It was sad. It broke my heart. But let's move on.
We gotta
I
move
think
on.
like I think Incredibles might be. I mean, I always feel like that's like almost as perfect a film as you're gonna get. But I think Monsters Inc. I think it's more like lovable.
Yeah.
I think.
That's what I. Where I was
Like
gonna
I think
go.
it has that.
Yes, the
cute
visual
aspect.
and the.
I mean, they're both
colour-
visually.
I know,
like,
I know.
Incredibles has that 19 like. Actually, it's kind of ambiguous when it's set because it's kind of like 1940s, but they have like cell phones and stuff.
It's like PG Watchmen.
Yeah.
I felt like if you were to give, show a film to these two like covers to the kids, they would pick Monsters Inc.
All right. Mm.
I'm not sure, and we're not going to continue debating
And
that.
there's a
So,
scene in a big factory.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
gotta-
if we
alright.
go back to Disney, or as I used to call it as a child because I was convinced that was a backwards G, Gisney.
I never thought that.
I was convinced.
I was
So I think
always
this is-
always.
I had an
curious
argument
as to
with my
why.
mother in a grocery store.
What would you call it? Is this the third finals? What is it?
This is
Semi-finals?
the semi-finals. No,
This is semi-finals. Yeah.
Round 3, ding ding. All right, Lion King versus Big Hero 6.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Lion King. Lion King is. We said this at the start though. It's a strong contender
It's
to win.
right out of the gate. It's like, yeah.
There's not a lot that's gonna.
I'm not left-handed, so this is
We haven't even talked about Hakuna Matata. Like that's like,
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
yeah.
Ain't no passing craze.
All right, now this is gonna be another hard one.
Where are we
Hercules
now?
or Mulan?
Oh wow, it's
Oh.
already down to that.
Yeah, Hercules or Mulan?
Hercules.
I already said Hercules is my personal fave. Hercules.
Mulan.
Why'd you all go first? I was almost leaning to. I don't want to even say it now.
Mulan is my baby. I don't want it to lose.
That was. I mean, I love Mulan a lot.
Yeah.
I said I'd go
Hercules
the
and
distance.
Mulan as main characters, I've got on a par, but I think Meg outweighs those three dudes.
You're forgetting Li Shang and his chest.
Yeah.
Li Shang is gorgeous,
Yeah.
and Mushu as well.
And Cricky. And the grandma.
But if we put it this way,
But Hades.
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 I mean, Hades is really good.
we've got Reflection and Be a Man, but then we have
Go the
Distance.
and
Go the Distance has gotten me through
um,
more things in my life than...
I like Run to that song. Actually, no, I run to the So You Want to Be a Hero Kid then?
Yeah.
So You
It's
Wanna
like, it's
Be a
like
Hero.
Oh.
how does it, when it starts to build up and it, how does it go? It's when
he's.
it's like when he bends the sword and like throws it through the,
Yeah.
ting, 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 and then he catches it and like throws it out. It's,
You'd have to sing the whole song. I can't remember all the words.
oh, you did it.
But
I've given
even-
up hope that someone would come along.
along.
Yeah.
And,
It-
but the
it
Meg song's
builds.
great too. She's
Her song's... Wow,
she's
I
so
forgot.
good. We
I
listened
just-
to that in the
Alright.
car.
I can't.
so-
Mulan. But
Hercules.
Hercules.
Mulan.
What are you going
I'm
for,
sorry, it's Hercules.
Oh, I'm no longer friends with anyone in this room.
Sean? I guess here, yeah.
That's gonna be a hard
That,
one.
Jesus, I don't even want to look at, I don't want to look at that. Alright,
Alright.
semi-finals for Pixar, what are we
God.
down to?
Toy Story
No.
2 or Toy Story 3?
It's Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3 was great, but I'd say even Toy Story beats Toy Story 3.
This is interesting because I think Toy Story 1's the best of the three. I mean, Toy Story 3 made me cry the most, and Toy Story 2 is, I guess, funnier and bigger.
Yeah.
You see, I think Toy Story 3...
But this is not what I was expecting at all.
I think because they're like more experienced storytellers. I think Toy Story 3 might be like the better film, but I think I just love Toy Story.
I think I'm going Toy Story 2.
Yeah, Toy
I'm
Story
going
2.
Toy Story 2.
And I don't
wow, that
even
was-
think
yeah.
that Toy Story 3 is the better film.
Wow, okay.
So,
No, I think.
I mean, don't
Toy
get me
Story
wrong,
2
I
is
love
better.
all three films. I can't stress that enough. I love
You
all
hate
three
Toy Story 1.
If-
All of
What
you
do you say, Toy
guys
Story?
hate Toy Story 1. Nothing's going to convince me otherwise.
you
are a toy!
I saw that. I was like, wait, no, it's Toy Story 2, not Toy Story 3.
You
Yeah,
just
don't
tried
try
to
to
rig
change
the
this.
vote. How
Yeah.
many other ones have you done
I'm
that
gonna
for?
bring, yeah. Let's bring something. Let's bring Aladdin back.
Add a few more lines
Alright.
All right.
So we've got bugs and monsters.
let's not jump the gun. Let's like. Okay.
Think about this.
I'm gonna go. Sorry, Bugs Life versus Monsters Inc. I'm gonna go. Monsters Inc.
I'm gonna go Bugs Life.
Don't make me go last.
Does
I
that
can't
mean-
do this again.
So you would put Bugs Life over Incredibles then?
No. I don't know, okay?
yeah.
If Bug's Life and Incredibles were pitted against each other, I would pick Incredibles.
Imagine having to rank this list of like 30 movies and saying which is number 1, 2, 3. One movie would have to be number 30.
Yeah.
Like,
Alright, so that's
That's
one for
tricky.
Monsters Inc.
I think we all know which movie would be number 30, but that's fine.
Alright, Sean. Sean, Monsters Inc. or Bugs Life?
Alright, Monsters Inc. or Bugs Life? Oh my god. Bugs Life. I'm doing it for the bird. That bird sequence, they're making it and the swooping.
So good.
That's
What's the
great.
song during that? Or is it just a theme, like a soundtrack?
I
Maybe?
can't remember.
That's really cool.
And the love
Yeah.
story between the ants.
And the circus.
And Kevin Spacey, I mean,
And
when he
that-
was cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hopper's
I'm there for
amazing
Bugs
villain.
too.
And that one bit where it was like, he like went out of the line, that was one of my favourite parts, like at the start of the movie where he like, he leaves the line.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, there's
yeah.
a leaf in there. There's like, what's it? There's a
Yeah, they
gap
all
in the
stop
line.
because the leaf's in the way.
Yeah.
The scene
Oh,
with
and
Hopper.
Dot!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little Hayden Panettiere.
Dot beats
Is it
Boo.
really?
Dot beats
Ah, she's always been cute.
Bugs Life has that great scene with it's when Hopper's explaining ants versus like
The
the grasshoppers,
Yeah.
and he does that.
Yeah.
It's the video. He
I'm
rips the thing. And he's like, did that hurt? And he throws the one nut, and he's like, no. And then he's like, how about this?
No.
And he like and he's like,
And then, yeah,
it's a
flattens
great.
him.
It's like full of great speeches, like inspiring speech.
Not
Yeah.
inspiring,
Oh
terrifying.
no! What? Wait, are you guys going?
Yeah,
Yeah, Bug's Life.
The ants get the food, the
I'm
grasshoppers eat the food.
Are you forgetting about the abominable snowman in?
No,
He's not my
He
favourite
just-
part of that movie.
No.
I bought more snow cones. He's great.
He was great, but he also
Don't eat them if they're yellow.
like I think from Frozen, the guy who runs the sauna is better than the
I'm sorry, I'm
snowman.
rethinking all of this. I feel like Incredibles should be in front of Monsters Inc. and I feel like it should be Incredibles here.
I'm
too
starting to
late.
think
Look, we're
that
not.
too.
We
Yeah.
can't go back.
It's too
And
late.
I-
I'm starting to think. I would put Incredibles above Bugs Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you putting Bugs Life over Monsters Inc.
Well, that's the thing about the lineup. Bugs Life had a free round because it was against Ratatouille. Stick with it, guys. We're not
wasn't
going
a
back.
free
We've
lineup.
come
Can't
too
go back.
far.
We gotta move on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Good
it's
Lord, that is
That's an upset.
Monsters Inc.
No.
Has Boo, and Mike Wazowski is so witty. If you watch that film, he's like one of the best
is
scenes is when
interesting. If
Boo's
you'd
in the
asked me-
bathroom and he's looking for him, and he's like. Oh, he's like, got to take her. He's like, I can't take her here. This is the men's room. And he's like, that's the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Alright.
Oh, that is rough. Alright, is this the Disney
yeah.
proper semi-final?
Yeah.
This has ended very weirdly.
This is the
I know.
Disney finals.
Okay.
Disney final.
Let's do
sorry.
it.
Lion
Lion-
King or Hercules?
You know, I always think that you shared me that video of what's her name destroying Hercules. You know, making all those valid points about how it's
Yeah, like
You
a bit
know.
of a mess.
a bit of a mess, and I can never stop thinking about that. But I still love that film.
But Lion King is just Hamlet with lions.
If we
Yeah,
were to choose
but I like
by,
Shakespeare.
True.
if we were to choose by the songs, I would say Hercules.
That's interesting because the songs are great in Lion King too.
They are,
Can you feel
Well, Circle
the
of Life, I
love
mean-
tonight? Yeah,
but also
Circle
like
of Life.
in terms of like sing-along songs, Hercules have more sing-along songs.
See, I can only think of like 2. I can think of like 6 for Lion King. Even the opening, Spaniard, I sing along every
Like,
time.
No chance,
Yeah.
no way, like
No
the
chance.
one where he's like,
I
getting so
won't
you wanna
say
be a hero kid, and then there's Go the Distance, and
That's
then there's
3.
like, oh, this is so good. There's the start with the girls, and there's like, we'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
it from here, boys.
Oh.
Dum,
And
dum,
he
dum,
was a,
It's got,
Dum.
yeah.
and he was a
It's more style.
gladiator,
Oh.
Hercules.
I was gonna say it was more stylized, but then Lion King just has like some beautiful shots and like.
Oh yeah.
I'm even forgetting about like the death of Mufasa and Scar. Scar's a great.
Yeah.
Even his song, the
The Nazi song.
Yeah, his Nazi song.
Yeah. And then if we just because I want to mention that one song in the Lion King too of like deception,
You took-
betrayal.
I
Which one?
didn't like
Lion
Lion
King
King 2.
I think
Yeah,
I
well,
saw.
I can't remember it. I did
Look,
see
we
it.
don't talk about most Disney
Sorry,
classics.
Lily. Lion King has
Scar
a
vs.
fairly.
Hades. I would watch that film. I mean, that would be
Yeah.
They're both so like melodramatic. Like,
Yeah,
like, I love
I'd
a little
say
it's
Lion
very
King.
campy, isn't it? James Woods, like
Yeah.
It breaks my little heart, but I'd say Lion King over Hercules.
I'm gonna say Hercules.
Oh no, don't do this.
I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry.
Lion King has a very rushed third act. It's like he makes love and then they immediately go back and face Scar and they're like, oh, everything's gone to shit. And then he fights him and he beats him and then that's like it. I mean, Timon has like that great, he wears the hula.
Luau!
Yeah, the luau.
It's
He's,
Nathan
like,
Lane too. I mean,
he's great.
It's great. And Zazu. It's
Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Hercules.
Because nothing can beat when Hercules dives into the water to pull out Meg. And you think that he's gonna
And she's cutting the string, and then at the last second,
and it goes gold. And then
when he's out, he like punches Hades' face in.
and he's like, warranted. He's like, yep, I deserve that.
Yeah, but when you think Disney, and you think, what's your favourite Disney movie? Like, don't ever ask someone that question. But if you think about Disney, generally, Lion King comes to mind faster than Hercules, even though Hercules is one of my favourites.
It's funny. 10 years ago, I would have said Hercules without question above probably just about any of these. I just loved that mythology and the action. But I'm looking at it now as a 24-year-old, and in terms of film, I mean, Lion King may be one of the greatest films of all time. I think it actually is in the top 20 greatest films.
It's a great film.
I agree. I think this is.
I think I've got to say Lion King. I just
I can respect that. I think
Does
it's like one of those like.
I've probably watched Hercules more, and I probably even maybe like Hercules more in a weird way. But I think Lion King is the better film by a significant margin.
Should we go to the tiebreaker then?
Yeah.
I think we have to.
Iona, we're calling you back for the Lion King versus Hercules.
Lion King.
Oh.
It's tricky.
That breaks my little heart.
I know. I'm thinking like I'm gonna cry.
We can watch them all, guys. We can watch them all.
This is some bullshit if it's Lion King versus Bug's Life or something like that.
Right? No, okay, I'm sorry, but I feel like
yeah.
Incredible should be there.
I was like, when I was like fighting for it, I'm like, yeah, I love it. Now that it's this high, I'm like, get out of there.
And it definitely should
I'm
be.
kind of glad Bugs Life made it, because even like Bugs Life, Monsters Inc. and Incredibles are my probably 3 favourite Pixar films. Bugs Life was huge for me.
I just can't.
I feel like the Pixar one is rigged.
I feel like I feel like there was a mishap there, but we can't go back, so...
We're not going back.
Alright, so the Pixar Semi-Final was Toy Story 2 versus Bugs Life. Sean, do you want to go first? Because you seem
let me... I want to have longer to decide.
What's your gut reaction then?
Bugs Life.
Really?
Yep.
Same.
I'm saying
Really?
I'm throwing it out there.
No.
I said at the start, Toy Story 1 is the best Toy Story film.
You're still mad about that.
Whereas Bugs Life...
No, same.
I spent
actually.
8 years of my childhood drawing bugs because of that film.
Toy Story 2
Toy Story 2.
has the
Bugs.
Rock'em Sock'em robot scene.
Yes.
Which is like the best thing ever.
Yes.
I didn't
like,
even
"No, you was
remember
talking
that
to me.
until you
No, you was
mentioned it,
talking to
though.
me."
I'm sorry. Toy Story 2, full on.
Bugs Life
is
has
much...
the fleas and the ladybird and the big rhino beetle.
Toy Story 2 has the
Has
like
Al.
Al, and it
Has
has
Al.
that
Al.
beautiful scene where
Heimlich,
he's like
Hopper,
he's
Dot.
like cleaning Woody. Like how amazing is that? And he's just like cleaning
And
Woody.
he like it's so
and Woody watches.
therapeutic to watch.
Yeah, but it was also mildly traumatizing because
I
I'm
thought
pretty
it was
sure
a
that was
little
the
bit
guy
scary,
who plays
yeah.
chess against himself, which gave me nightmares.
Oh, it was the same guy. That was a weird sort of.
Yeah,
Camera
but
reference.
for me, it's
And those
Bugs
are the
Life.
2 films. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If Bugs Life
I'll
beats
fucking
Toy
right,
Story,
yeah.
I'm leaving. Like I'm not here.
If
for
it
is
that.
had
good.
beaten,
Get angry.
it wouldn't beat Toy Story 1, but it's Toy Story
It
2.
shouldn't even be. I'm sorry. It's upset. I'm gonna keep going
This is-
back to
Lily
that.
and I are
even
upset
though I
about the
voted
top
it.
quarterfinals. You guys are upset about the bottom quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2 has... It's Kelsey Grammer as the prospector. I think he's really great. As like a villain, I think, too.
The Prospector
like the
never
two.
spoke to me. Like, I don't know. I don't think he was the best Toy Story villain.
I just thought he was kind of just a douche.
When they're climbing
Sometimes.
the elevator,
Yeah,
dude.
it's so
It's such a good sequence.
And
Maybe
when,
I should watch it again. I haven't
when
watched
they're
Toy
in,
And he's
Story
like,
like,
what
in
are
a
they thinking?
long
My
time.
anti-gravity turbo.
and when they're in the like cones and they're trying to cross the road, like
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
But also
I forgot
the
about that.
Bugs Life where he goes to the sort of Vegas-y Bug City.
oh. But then like there's a scene with like the Barbie dolls and everything, and oh no,
Yeah, for me, it's like no question.
it's like a
Toy Story
no-brainer.
2.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What's it going to be, guys?
No, what? I'm sticking with Bugs Life,
Yeah.
but it's if you ask me to weigh out the third acts versus the second acts, I mean, it would probably be a different answer. Toy Story 2 has some amazing moments. I think the second act of Toy Story 2 is better. but the third act of Bug's Life is better.
I'm sorry, but I feel like if Bug's Life goes up there, we know who the ultimate winner is. Like,
Well, yeah, but that's because the Pixar one is rigged.
I think the Pixar one is rigged. You know, this would have been a lot harder.
Why-
If it was
Guys. Lily, what are you going for?
I've already said, and I'll stick by it.
Sticking with
What, with
Bugs
Bugs
Life.
Bugs, yeah.
Good
Fight me.
Lord. I know we need you again. I'm sorry. Tiebreaker for Toy Story 2 versus Bugs Life.
Come on, Iona.
Remember that?
Come
If
on,
you say
Toy
the wrong
Story
answer,
1.
like
get out.
Toy Story.
Ah.
Yeah.
you made the.
I was real
I
worried.
was,
I was like,
I'm going on a holiday with her.
yeah.
Cancelled.
We know that the fact that you've got to have peace on your holiday is what has influenced this decision, and it's okay.
I will say.
I'm not mad about that.
I will say-
just want to say.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
if it was Bugs Life, that would have made this round a lot easier. But now
Yeah.
it's like hard as shit.
Nah,
Alright,
I'm
the
still going with
absolute
Lion King.
finals: Lion King versus Toy Story 2.
I'm with the Lions.
I feel like I gotta give it to Lion King.
Yeah, I reckon I want to say Toy Story 2, but Lion King, like, it's better. It is.
Actually, I don't know if I do want to agree with that.
It makes me want to rebel now. Yeah. I'm like,
It does.
no, it's Toy Story.
We'll go like.
Don't
punch
you
it-
remember all those
punch it-
scenes
punch
you were
it.
just telling me about?
I know. I was like, it's immediately forgotten. That's how
But
fickle
it's
this
like,
is.
Oh.
But-
Yeah, I don't know
Oh.
now. Toy Story 2.
I'm just trying to think of like the one clinching. Yes. What's wrong?
Can I have the pen?
Oh sure. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think Lion King. I think that it's just better, and that's all that needs to be said.
It definitely comes down to what I always go is like my personal fave versus like what I think is like the more important, better film. I think.
Lion King probably shouldn't have been on this list. I mean, it's in a different league.
I don't agree. Well, actually, yeah, maybe.
I
mean,
feel like
I voted for it every time, and now I'm going to feel dumb if I don't vote for it because I just tried to say that Bug's Life was better than Toy Story 2. Like I'm in a corner here.
But I feel like, yeah, I think Lion King, because honestly, if someone put to, like, hey, do you want to watch a Disney movie? And then they put, like, all of these in front of me, I feel like my first reaction would be, well, it would be Mulan, but if we're eliminating Mulan, I would definitely say Lion King, like, looking at it. Like, that would be the thing that caught my eye, I think, compared to Toy Story 2.
If I had to pick the one that was the most fun to watch, like, right now, it probably would be Bug's Life or Monsters, Inc. I mean, there's so many great sequences in that.
Well, between Lion King and Toy Story 2, I would say the most fun is Toy Story 2. Like, I would rather
The
watch
most
that than
fun,
Lion King.
probably,
But
yeah.
If
But-
someone was like, what do you think
I'd end up going
like
with Big
deserves to win an
Hero 6.
Oscar or something like that, I would probably say Lion King.
Yeah, it's so much more, just
It's
everything.
like more cinematic.
Yeah.
And it's sort of unlike anything. I mean, Toy Story is very like unique as well in its own right, but Lion King is like so.
The second of Toy Story where they're like crossing the road and stuff. I mean, that is so much. That is glorious fun
There's
to watch.
so many good.
But Lion King, at the same point of that movie, you're sitting there in raptured silence watching Mufasa speak from the heavens. I mean, like
Yeah.
that is
And
a whole
the
different
reflection
feeling.
in the,
I
And
gotta go the
Rafiki.
original argument like Toy
And
Story
Rafiki,
2. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
A Sunday sana, mashed banana.
Toy Story 2 has the dog. Was it Buster?
Yeah.
And he's like
I
a
feel-
casual Buster, and he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
he struts out.
Oh,
he's like
beautiful.
not that
Buster.
casual. Yeah.
I like
I-
Slinky.
Lion King versus Toy Story 2. Lion King has those sing-along songs.
Well,
Toy
that's the difference.
Story-
Pixar never has the song.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But they make you laugh more,
They do.
maybe.
Toy Story
But they
2's
also
funny.
make you cry a lot. I don't know. But Mufasa's death, I mean...
No, but
Lion King, I think, is a way more powerful film.
Yeah. Look,
I think I'm going to stay with
I
Lion King.
think-
Yeah,
I've
I'm
talked
voting
myself
Lion
into
King.
it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be unanimous. As much as I love Toy Story, and I feel like those films are what define me. Like, I think you have to give it to Lion King. What are you doing? All right.
That's not a line.
All right.
The lion.
Lion King is the winner.
Lion King is the winner, but...
In cinemas next year.
Again.
All right. Whew.
That was
fun,
hard.
guys.
Well done.
I'm sorry, there's an upset. I need to go over it. Monsters
we need
Inc.
to
shouldn't be in front of Incredibles.
No, wait.
Incredibles should have been in
Monsters
front of...
Inc. should have beat Bug's Life.
Monsters-
Easy.
No,
What's
I
the
think
thing?
it should have been The Incredibles, and I think The Incredibles would have beat Bug's Life, but Toy Story 2 wouldn't have beat The Incredibles. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Okay.
That's
It's tricky.
my
It's very tricky.
Lion King is the winner. Guys, thank you so much for doing this and joining us today.
It was so fun.
It was good
great.
fun.
It was heated, but it was
Yeah.
great.
No, it was
I
good.
want to go
I'm
watch
gonna
all of
need
these.
a
I
while to
know.
recover from this.
And then our opinions will be completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna call you later tonight and be like, I just watched Lion King again. Or like, I just watched Bugs Bunny.
Overrated, yeah.
Overrated. Such a dumb movie.
So, who's gonna write it in?
Excuse me.
Always
Cross
the
out
winner.
Toy Story. I'm okay. I'm all good. The Lion King. Iona, thank you for being the tiebreaker and doing the audio. Guys, thank you so much once again.
Well done.
That was the Giant Blue episode 19. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So next week is 20, then? Or when
Yeah.
do we do the next one? Are
Yeah.
we doing another one?
I would like to
When
do one
he
more
goes
and then
the-
call. Yeah, that's like the finale.
When?
Guys, thank you so much.
That was so fun.
Can you? I was gonna say.
Personally offended on so many accounts, but whatever.